What up, everybody? You're now tuned into the true definition of a sports fanatic. I'm your host, Brandon Lampley. Got another special guest with me today, man. Introduce yourself to the people.
Going on, everybody? It's Alejandro Cruz, a professional boxer, 27 years old, from St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for coming on with me, man. I did a little background research on you because when we have a mutual friend, he introduced me to you, and he told me about you. So did a little bit of research and got to talking. And matter of fact, I just watched one of your fights. I think it was against Eric Castillo. So I
Yeah.
watched that fight and got a chance to see, and I've watched some highlights. I think that's the only full fight I've seen, but I watched some highlights, man. And I also seen the article with you. I think it's Long Live Boxing, and I've seen the article, man. You talked about your upbringing and your inspiration to get into boxing. Talk a little bit about that.
Oh, definitely, man. So, as a kid, every nationality, has a sport, a go-to sport, of course. And growing up in a Puerto Rican household, like boxing and baseball is like huge in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up watching, always watching a lot of, big boxing fights. I watched. I grew up. My inspiration was Felix Trinidad. He's like a hero in Puerto Rico. To a lot of younger kids that don't even box, just in general. So just me watch, seeing how everybody, how he kind of brought a whole island together.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed it like that. How you can just how one person can impact the whole island, the whole country. So I told myself if I ever could get an opportunity to do, to be that person to do it, why not? Go for it.
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, I got introduced. So I'm originally from I was originally born in Rhode Island. So I was originally born in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Then I moved to St. Louis at the age of 11. So then I got introduced to a boxing to a rec center actually. A free rec
Mm-hmm.
center, which is pretty cool, man. Because a lot of kids, I didn't grow up with a mother and a father. So of course, financially I wasn't able to to afford a monthly fee, to go to a boxing gym or something like that.
Yeah.
So the rec center, like that's why I love, and I'm always gonna try to help out, push kids to go to, rec centers, for them to get started in sports or for them to get, just to get the, the rec time and stuff. Because those 2 or 3 hours that you're at that gym or at a rec center could change your life, man. It could just help you keep you out of a lot of trouble. So yeah, like I said, I moved. So I moved from Rhode Island to St. Louis at the age of 11. I got introduced. One of my buddies, actually, a friend of mine, took me to the Cherokee Rec Center, is the name of the place.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started boxing. I already love the sport. Like I said, just watching it. I just never had I never had the chance to like. That's the problem. Like a lot of kids love sports, but they never know how to get started or how to get into it. So by
Yeah.
me getting introduced, yeah, so by me going to the gym and then like finding out it was free, they was like, oh, it don't cost anything. So that was a plus, So I just kept I used to so I started training, then I quit and I got back, then I took it serious when I was 13. And ever since that I never stopped. I never stopped boxing. I had over 100 amateur fights, went to like every national tournament, every amateur national tournament you can go to. And
Yeah.
then I decided to turn professional at the age of 20, man. And now I'm here still digging
Yeah.
deep, bro. Still at it, man. Getting ready to contend for a world title pretty soon. I'm a contender basically now, So we got a
Oh
world
yeah.
title on site.
Yeah, when I got your information, I said, man, he's on the verge. I mean, the
Yeah,
more I read about it, and I see your I think your amateur record, if I'm not mistaken, I saw 84-11 or something, some
84 and
crazy
11.
record.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
three
Yes,
time
yes,
three
yes,
time Gold Gloves, and I was like,
yes.
man, that's
Yeah,
awesome,
three-time
man.
Golden Glove champion. Yeah,
Yeah,
bronze under 19 national.
hmm
So I've done some good things in the amateur, and that's the plays a big part. Your amateur background. That's how you get your foundation. That's how you get your
yeah,
skills. That's how you get your skill set. And the amateur program is real important, man, in every sport. I feel, but
yes,
boxing, the amateur pedigree is what's going to prepare you for the pros. Some guys, I know a lot of guys that they're just so eager, ready to turn pro, with 10, 15 fights. I'm like, you guys, this is a ladder, you know. You just can't
Mm-hmm.
skip from here to there. Like you guys want to rush and be that kid, be that pro superstar when y'all haven't done y'all groundwork yet, you know. So it's very important for for athletes and for boxers to you know to do the amateur program and to be patient. Man, get your 100 fights, get that national experience, get that international experience if you can. And then
Yep.
when you turn professional, it's just gonna be way much easier because you're gonna be able to adjust to different styles. You know, boxing is about styles and
Mm-hmm.
being able to adjust on the fly. Every fighter is different. You know, they start to say styles make fights. Every fighter, every opponent is gonna be different while you get in there. Some opponents, they look, bad on the outside. When they get in there with you stylistically, give you problems.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think it plays a big part to, for the amateur.
Yeah. Man, and it's always good to hear. I know you mentioned talking about whether it's like the rec centers or anything, but just giving back, especially for the kids. That's like with me, man. I got on this journey, realized that, hey, I got somewhat of a talent for this, which I always kind of, knew or kind of knew what I wanted to do, but fear always held me back because it's like, do I think, would anybody think I was good at this? Can I really do it? But, over this last 2 years, I've proven that to myself 10 times over. So now it's being ready and staying ready for the opportunity. So for me, once, I get to where I want to be, I want to do the same thing, because I told you I love football, love
Right.
basketball, love baseball, just love sports in general. So,
Yeah.
probably a youth sports organization or something, along those lines, where we have boys and girls, and whatever sport they want to play or want to get into, there's going to have a resource and access in order to get to those things. So young men and women who are like yourself can be able to come to our organization and say, hey, I saw this on TV, or my brother plays this, or somebody plays that, and I want to know how to get into it. And I want to have all those resources set to where, okay, you want to start boxing? Okay, come on. This is where we're going. I know the people. We're going to get you into it. That's the
Exactly.
goal.
It's important, man. Like you said, like a lot of kids, like you said, just they don't have,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have access, or they just don't know. Like I have a bunch of parents that come up to me like, hey man, I want to get my kid into boxing. Who do I talk to? What do I do? And it's about them taking that first step. And like you said, that could change a kid's life. It could change a kid's life around. So
Yep.
that's why I wanna inspire, like I want to inspire a lot of young kids coming up here in St. Louis, all over the world, man. To get into, to
Yep.
watch what I did, watch what I came from, and see that anything's possible.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They
I
can do it as
tell
well.
Yeah, I tell young men and women all the time, man, especially young guys who will watch me now, whether it's my little brother's friends or, people I meet out and about, and they've seen, one of my live streams or something like that. And, they talk about, wanting to do stuff. I say, just do it. I say,
Do it, man.
because I noticed the biggest thing, man, is fear. Fear is holding them back. It's not,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
it's fear. It's not, it's not always necessarily opportunity. It's not necessarily always talent or things like that. You hold yourself back, man. Fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
And insecurity, thinking what worrying about what people think about you,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Well, what they're gonna say if they see me. Like you said, just do it,
Mm-hmm.
man. Just gotta,
Just do it.
X the people out, yeah, and just go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I had one of your quotes that I had pulled up, man. And want you to talk about this. I think you said when you got into it, you said you were so amazed that you could fight and not get in trouble.
Yes.
And I've heard that a couple of times from a couple of different people, especially football players. He said it's
Yes.
amazing that you could basically go out and maul another man for 3 hours and nobody calls the cops.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's just just being able to. Everybody has frustrations. Everybody has bad days and this and that. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like for you to have, I feel like it's therapy, man. For me, it was therapy. Like I could have a rough day. I could wake up, not in the best mood, whatever. I go to the boxing gym. I hit the bag, or I spar somebody, and I feel like it just, gives all that energy, gives all that bad stuff out of me, and I come back
Yeah.
home, and I'm relaxed. you know. So I just feel like being able to do that, you know, being able to, like you said, being able to fight somebody with gloves on, man, you know, it's a fight.
It's like,
Even though it's organized, yeah, it's a fight,
yeah,
you know. So I just think, you know, I think that's pretty cool, man, that you can, you know, get in there and punch somebody in the face, you know, and not get
hmm,
in trouble and
yeah,
get paid for it too, man.
yeah, yeah, man. It's important to have those outlets because when you don't have those outlets and be able to direct it in a positive direction or in a positive way in something that may or may not yield positive results, but getting it out, what you usually tend to do is projecting that energy onto people around you. You know,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
no, definitely, man. Oh, you like you said, it rubs off. It rubs off on everybody, you know. So
yeah, yeah. It does, man. It
I,
does.
I tell my buddies, so I be like, man, you guys should try it out. Come to the gym one day, man. Hit the bag, you know. I advise everybody to try, you know, to get some type of. Like I said, I think it's therapy, man. Go punch a bag. You know how many people got frustrations and want to just, you know, punch somebody, you know, punch something or somebody, you know, go to the
Hmm.
boxing gym and punch a bag or hit some mitts, and then you
Yeah,
come back home, you know, you ain't gonna be, you know, you get all that stuff out your system, man. You don't gotta come home and whoop your kids or whatever.
yeah. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
like
so
man, like I'm here in Florida, and I grew
yeah,
up in North Florida.
right,
Some people, where I grew up at, some people, call it the hood, but I don't really consider it
okay.
a real
Give me,
hood. I consider it more of a suburb because when I went to other states and went to other cities that had
yeah,
hoods, I was like, my hood is nothing compared to this, man.
right.
But one of the things about it, being coming predominantly black neighborhood, which comes. Oh man. Up technical difficulties. All right, people, little technical difficulties, but we're back. But like I was talking about, growing up, basically in the hood where fighting was pretty much a way of life. Like every single day, you either fought with a relative, fought with a neighbor, schoolmate, somebody. There was a fight between somebody, whether it was you or somebody you knew. It seemed like every day there was a fight. But with those fights, you get in trouble, and so like you were saying, like you could fight and not get in trouble, or when parents or the elders or school people see that, usually the good people try to point you in certain directions. So pointed me towards football, they pointed me towards baseball, you pointed yourself towards boxing. And it's not all kids don't have that. Some kids, that right now, there's guys I know, man, they locked up, they ain't getting out, or they're dead and gone because they had no guidance, nobody to say, hey, come here, come do this, man, and basically take them off the street and send them in a positive direction.
Exactly. True, man. Like you said, just not knowing, not having that information, you know,
Yeah.
for them to, or not having the guidance, man. Like you said, not having, you know, I feel like sometimes sports. I know for me, like I didn't have a father growing up, so like I needed a guidance. And sometimes it could be your trainer, it could be your, you know, your coach. That could be that father figure, you know. So sometimes coaches in sports play a big factor on you know kids you know upbringing or whatever, you know, as because you need that. You know?
Hmm.
And your coach have you as a kid, you know, they get real attached to you. You know, you guys build a real good relationship,
Yeah.
and you know that can be you know your father figure, and that can help you guide. You just keep you out of trouble, and like I said, you know, sports it can you know can definitely make you realize that there's other ways. You know, there's a way out. You know,
Hmm.
I think it definitely plays a big factor, like you said on when you're a kid growing up and needing that guidance.
Yeah.
To stay out, you know, like you said, to stay out of jail and just to put
Yeah.
yourself in the right position.
Yeah. So, did you play any other sports growing up, or did you just gravitate towards boxing and you focus
No,
solely on that?
yeah, I played soccer. So when I first got to, when I was like 13, I played for his soccer international team, and I was defender or whatever. So I like soccer. I actually got my son in soccer now, man.
Okay.
He's loving that. So yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I play soccer. I played soccer for about 2 or 3 years. Then I play like pick. I play basketball. I play for like a little older Spanish league or whatever. So I always love basketball. You know, basketball is always been my best.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my
Basketball is just fun.
yeah, one of my favorites as far as boxing is Roy Jones Jr.
Oh yeah,
He's as far as his prime, it predates me a little bit because I didn't get into boxing until, you know, I got older, but I always knew who he was because I'm heavy into hip hop. And so Roy was heavy into hip hop. And
oh
so
yeah.
yeah, when
Even
he
had a
got
song.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. When he got hooked up with the guys from Texas, when Texas had their run where Chopped and Screwed was everywhere, and Magic, Banner, Lil Flip, Mike
Yeah,
Jones, and I know him and Mike Jones collabed on a few songs, you know, and it just,
yeah,
you know, took off from there. But he also, I don't know if you know, but
yeah.
he also played for a semi-pro basketball team here in my city in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh man, I didn't know that. No, you know
So
what's
yeah,
crazy? I think he did say he's like I played a full game before one of his
yes, he
fights. He used
did.
to play for the Deontay Wilder. Yeah, he was saying he used to play games and stuff. So yeah, I never got to
Played a
see him hoop, man. But yeah,
yeah,
I remember him saying he played basketball.
yeah. He could hoop.
But
He played a full game, hopped a plane, went and fought, won. I
that's
say, man,
crazy.
that's a
That
true
dude's
athlete.
different. That dude's different. Yes, he's a true. Not Roy. You know what's crazy that you say bring up Roy is lately I've been studying because as you grow into the sport you learn
Mm-hmm.
more and you start appreciating the street science. Your heart. You don't. Me being Puerto Rican, I watch like you said a lot of Puerto Rican fights, Trinidad and stuff like that. And you kind
Yeah.
of get stuck in those ways. But I grew up with the American style, bro. The boxing style. I don't really
Mm-hmm.
have like a Latino, a typical Latino Puerto Rican style. I got a more of an American style because I grew up, with African American coaches.
Yeah.
So, I was taught to box, hit and I get hit. That's the art of boxing. That's my
Mm-hmm.
style. I don't like to sit there and bang and brawl and try to take unnecessary punishment that you don't need to.
Right.
So I like so as I get older, I've been watching a lot of Roy Jones Jr.
Mm-hmm.
But just the style, man, his athleticism, like you said, his athleticism is crazy, man. His
Yeah.
speeds, combinations, how he used to, be able to make guys miss and counter and knock them down. It was just I've been watching a lot of Roy lately and a lot of Andre Ward.
Andre Ward. Yes.
Andre
Yes.
Ward was another counter because he's a big
Mhm.
counter puncher and great with his feet. Just a smart guy, man. Just I learned a lot from him. Like I said,
Yeah.
the older I get, and with my style, I just been getting real close and just doing a lot of studying with those two.
Yeah. Yeah, watching Roy, I can't remember who Roy was fighting, but he has a guy he basically has him in the corner on the ropes, and he looks at the ref. The ref isn't calling the fight, and he looks at the ref like,
Right.
"Hey, he's done." And the
Stop
ref's
this.
like, "Yeah." The ref's like, "No, you keep going." He said, "Oh, you want me to go? Okay." Hit him some
Right.
more, and then
Boom,
the ref
boom,
finally
boom.
called it. You know,
Yeah,
and yeah,
yeah,
he's like, "Man, I told you he's done, man. It's over with." He said,
yeah,
"But
yeah,
I
yeah.
love what you said, man. You know, the art of boxing is to hit and not get hit. You
That's
know,
it.
so I never understood the criticism of say a Floyd Mayweather. And I
Right,
understand
right.
that people love knockout artists. I
Yeah.
understand.
Oh,
They
yeah.
love the heavyweights. They want to see people sleep. I get all of that. That's the knockout in boxing is equivalent to the slam dunk, the home run, and the circus catch touchdown. That's what it
Exactly.
is. That's your bread and butter. But me, like with football, for me, I love defense. I coach defense. I coach high
All
school
right.
football. I coach defense, and I love defense. So being defensively, I love a defensive tactician. You know,
Gotcha.
hit and not be hit. Hey, we ain't not here to brawl and trying to bang on it. No, 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 no.
What?
I'm gonna avoid,
I'm gonna
tap,
avoid.
tap, tap.
Exactly. Score my point. Yeah.
Yeah,
Get out
man.
of there, man.
Talk about that, man. Sell these people on defensive tacticians, man. It ain't all about the knockout.
Yeah. Well, like you said, everybody loves a knockout.
Yeah.
Me personally, I love getting knockouts. You know, that feeling, that rush that you get. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and it's boxing's a brutal sport. You know, like
Yeah.
it's a sport where that's the intention. The intention is to knock out to knock out your opponent, to hurt
Yeah.
your opponent. You know, so we all want knockouts, right? We all want it. But you get to a level in your career, or you get to a point where you're fighting the same competition as you. You know, you're fighting guys that are in your class. You know, guys that are as good as you, train as hard as you. You know, that are world class fighters. So the knockout's not always going to come. You know, so what do you do when the knockout doesn't come? You know, you gotta go to your plan B, and you gotta be smarter. So you gotta outthink your opponent. A lot of people, some like not like non, casual boxing fans, they'll sometimes they watch us and when we're not punching, they're just thinking, "Oh man, come on, punch!" You know, they get frustrated and they're not understanding what's going on. It's chess. When there's two technicians going at it, you're trying to figure out your distance. You're trying to figure out what's open. You know, you're trying to get some fades going and trying to see what he reacts to. You
Yeah.
know, so you're watching your opponent. You're studying because this guy's he's a professional just like you. You know,
Yeah.
like I said, he's a world class fighter just like you. Trained 6 to 8 weeks just like you. This guy's ready train for nobody but for you. You know, like
Right.
you guys are just training for each other the whole time, just watching each other, studying each other. But once you get in there, you're trying to figure him out. You're trying to see what he falls for. Like I said, you're trying to close the distance, and that's what's going on. You know, a lot of like you said, a lot of casual fans that don't understand that. They don't really know,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. So I
Right.
think, yeah, like you said, the art of boxing. So when you're boxing, when you're hitting and not getting hit, that's harder. That's harder than getting a knockout. The decisions are harder than knockouts because there's more work,
Yeah.
more rounds, more punching, more thinking.
Mm-hmm.
A knockout, like you say, all the knockout artists, man, Mike Tyson, Devontae
Mm-hmm.
Davis, these guys get these guys out of there and less than 6 rounds.
Yes.
You know, and if you think about the boxers like the Mayweathers, the Andre Wards, the Pernell
Mm-hmm.
Whitakers, all those guys, Sugar Ray Leonard's like to
Mm-hmm.
go 12 to go to distance. That's
Yep.
that's that's way harder. You got to box, more boxing, more movement, more thinking.
Mhm.
And it's just to me, like to real real fight fans are just guys that appreciate the art and the science of boxing.
Yeah.
They can sit there and watch and appreciate that. Like guys like Mayweather, like you said.
Yeah. Um, I can appreciate pretty much the art of sport when it comes to that because um, for me, I could watch a football game and the ending score is 6-9. The
Right.
Jaguars, yeah, I can watch that.
Yeah.
People want to see 35-40. That's what they want to see. But
Right.
I love low scoring games because I know this is a defensive game. There's minimal room for a mistake because your margin of error
Exactly.
is shrunk this much, and you have to
Exactly.
and that's why I look like I watch been watching the Patriots for a long time. I love
Oh
Bill
man,
Belichick.
like I said, I'm from Rhode Island, man. So I grew up a
Yeah,
New England boy, man. So
right.
me being from,
They get a lot of hate, and I'm a
yes,
Jaguar, but I have a respect for Bill Belichick
Bill Belichick
because
and the New England system. Yes.
dude, I think he's a genius because a lot of times what he does is he waits for you to make a mistake. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He does. He
Yeah.
waits for you to make a
Yeah.
mistake and then he
Yes.
capitalizes on it. Like
Exactly.
Jaguars, I think it was back in 2018. We played the Indianapolis Colts here, and they came here. In Indianapolis, they have a tough time winning here. And so they had been scoring, I think, 35 points a game for like 8 straight weeks. So they coming in, they're fire hot. Jaguars are, not very good. We haven't been good for a long
Right.
time, but we're
Right.
struggling that season. And they come here and they leave with a loss, and we beat them 6-0. And yeah,
Wow.
beat them six
Not
to
even a
nothing.
field goal, huh?
Not even a field
Wow.
goal. And I loved every minute of that game because I remember I was talking to my little brother one day, and I said, when you really think about it, when it comes to just about every sport, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, or say like even boxing, like you said, once you get to a
Right.
certain level. So let's say for football, once you get to the playoffs and it's the top 12 teams, everybody's pretty much, as far as talent, you're pretty much on the same level. These are the top
Exactly.
12 teams in the league. So what's the difference in week in and week out for the playoffs is who plays harder, who coaches better.
Yes.
That's what
You
it
know,
comes
coach.
down to. Who
That's it.
plays harder and what coaches put their players in the best positions, and is what players play harder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Who
Yeah,
had
man.
the better preparation, like you said, prior to the game, and yeah, who got the better game plan. That's it.
Yeah. But you see, you
Yeah,
got a boxer.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm a
my bad.
big
Go ahead.
yeah. So like I said, me growing up in New England, being from Rhode Island, I grew up. I'm a big Tom Brady fan, man. So, I had to kind of take my talents to Tampa, man, for these couple of years at times
Yeah.
there. But I still,
Tampa Bay.
my heart, Tampa
Yeah.
Bay. So I
Yeah.
still like, I still got my heart's still with the Patriots, but just me, like, watching Tom
Hmm.
and Gronk. He took Gronk with him, man. So I've been
Yeah.
keeping up with the Bucks, man, and they're doing pretty good this year, looking okay.
Oh,
Besides
yeah, man.
that last game with the Saints they had.
Yeah, it is what it is. Tom
But
put that
yeah, it is.
squarely on his shoulders. You
No,
know,
definitely, man.
yeah.
So
Even after their first game, they lost. When they lost to the Saints the first time, and
right,
people, the think pieces were out. Tom Brady's washed. He's this. He's
Tom's
that.
done. He's washed. Right,
Tom's done.
right.
And I told I remember my mom called me and she's like, "Do you think he's really done?" I said, "Long as he has on that 12 jersey and he goes out onto the field, don't you write him off at all." Like
No, man. No.
even right now with Cam Newton, I just did
Right.
I did a show, a live stream Monday, and I talked about Cam Newton, and I did a podcast. I talked about him a few days before that, and he had a bad stretch of games.
Right.
Now they won now 2 in a row. One they were not
Beat the
expected.
Ravens.
Yeah, they were not
Yeah,
expected to beat the
yeah, man.
Ravens. And I talked about it. I said, the bug derailed him for a little bit because he had hit the ground running. They're a few plays away from being 7-2 instead of 4-5. I say, so
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man, don't count them out, man. Don't count them out.
Nah, you can't, especially like you say with Bill as the head coach, man. Nah, you
Yeah.
can't count him at all.
All right, man. So young men and women that are looking to get into boxing, anything that you would say to them, any advice you would give them that maybe you didn't get coming up, that stuff now, and any wisdom that you would like to impart on them.
Yeah, so I would go and say, just kind of ask around, see if there's any rec centers. I think every city and state has a rec center.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if every rec center has, like you said, the boxing program, how they do out here. But just ask around and try to find the nearest gym. Just sometimes coaches they'll work with the parents,
Mm-hmm.
work with like if you understand if you they the parents let them know the situation. I know a lot of coaches are willing to work with the parents with them. So yeah, just ask around and try to find the nearest gym.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, I just think it could just that discipline that it puts into you. I think every kid or every young boy or girl, try it out. They can to have some type of guidance, have that discipline, or as in knowing that you gotta, work out, knowing that you gotta eat the right meals, just kind of making it like a lifestyle. Even if you're not doing it when you get older,
Mm-hmm.
you still remember, you're still your life, you still live like a fighter. I feel like everybody,
Yeah.
life's a fight, so everybody should have that lifestyle. Kind of should at least be educated and knowing, like you said, all the art of war, man. So
Yeah.
everybody should understand and know how to, how to live the life.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's a good thing to know, man. Knowing that you know, run 2 or 3 miles a day. Well, not a day, but two or three times a week. And understand how the importance of eating right, eating clean and stuff like that. I think
Yeah.
play a big factor for everybody to get involved in.
Yeah.
You all right over
Uh,
there?
um, and I think it's so funny because you talk about when you so as far diet is big, and working out is big, but it's always funny when I hear talk about diet because I always think about Chad Johnson, which is Ocho Cinco, and you
Uh
know how he is, man. He's a McDonald's fiend, and so
huh.
he just he was like he said you can eat what you want, but you got to work out.
You gotta work it out. Yeah.
Got it. He said you can't eat what you want. You don't have to eat. He said, but you got to work out vigorously, man. You got to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy. Now, like the older I get.
Oh, hold on. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Go.
All right. So yeah, like I was saying, just the importance of the lifestyle and eating the right food or whatever. But when I was younger, I ate I used to eat anything, man. I'll eat like McDonald's, eat pizza, eat whatever, and they'll come right off. But now when you
Hmm.
start getting older, you start realizing how important it is, to diet and to eat right. You, I used to, like you said, right now I eat something and I feel like exactly what I just ate. You just start you
Yes.
start walking around feeling like crap. Well, I know I do, especially after because like me. So when I'm in camp, I eat right the whole time. Camp, white meat, veggies, uh, drinking a bunch of water, and just
Hmm.
keeping it real healthy. And then once I'm kind of off, when I'm not in camp or whatever, I'll be eating good. Eating whatever at that
Hmm.
on like on the weekends and like during the week or whatever. But then I start feeling it because my body got so used to like the 7 8 weeks of not eating that type of food. So your
Hmm.
body, your body, your body rejects a lot of this stuff,
Yes,
man.
yes, it does. Yes, it does, man. I'm right now. I'm on a weight loss journey. I'm down like 50 pounds, so I'm feeling good, feeling a little spry, but I got to keep it going, man, because I just want to get this weight off me, especially going into my later 30s. Being more healthy and get just being being the best version of myself. But man, I know exactly what you're talking about because now, man, used to be able to down 20 wings, man, and I get to about the seventh wing, and it's like, oh
Right.
God. And
You
bad
don't want
food
to down these
sits,
the rest of
yeah, right. And
yes,
bad food sits right here. Like you
yes.
feel it, man. It's like an anchor. You got one of them the Mr. T medallions on, man, walking around when you eat bad
Right,
food, man.
right.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, man.
definitely, man. It's
Yeah, man.
definitely no
So
joke. Like you
yeah,
feel it. You feel it. Even like you say, even like just like drinking soda and stuff like that, or drinking like
soda's
real
bad.
sugary juices. Yes,
Hmm.
horrible.
Soda's bad.
So
Yeah. So man.
kind of. I really, I'm trying to get better. Trying to get better with my diet. Trying to make it a
Mhm.
lifestyle, man. But it be kind of hard, man. When you wanna, every once in a while treat yourself. Eat hamburgers. Eat some bacon cheeseburgers and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get better, man. I'm trying to make it a lifestyle, but
Yeah.
it's definitely hard.
Yeah. So, this is one of the things I want to know, and I forgot it in the beginning. But how has the current pandemic and COVID changed protocols of boxing? Because I saw in your fight with Castillo, they were talking about how you were in another bubble. I think it was in Texas. You were down there
Yeah.
in the bubble, and you couldn't fight because your opponent didn't take the COVID test. So you came to the LA bubble and had to take another COVID test. So how has that affected basically boxing period?
Yeah, no, it affected boxing a lot. I'm coming off the longest layoff of my career prior to even the pandemic. I haven't fought since February of 2019.
Hmm.
So it has already been like I want to say like over a year and 3 months. And that's long. That's a long time for like young fighters like myself. So when the
Hmm.
pandemic came, that just pushed everything back. It made it even longer for me. So I pushed it back for like another 6 7 months.
Yeah.
So it is hard, man. It's hard because uh, like I said, I was supposed to fight. I was supposed to fight on the Showtime card, the Devontae Davis card on October
Yeah.
31st on Halloween. I was kind of excited, to fight on that card. I had some of my family members and friends down there.
Mm-hmm.
And but as soon as you get to the bubble, we have a bubble. Our bubble is 7 get there. We get tested 3 weeks prior to going
Mm-hmm.
to the bubble. Before you get to the bubble, you get tested twice a week. They got to get there everything right. And so I got tested. I was coming back negative. And
Mm-hmm.
my opponent, so they found my opponent. I want to say like a week or 2 week note. They get like 2 weeks before the fight. I want to say like 2 weeks. So before before they before they had him fly out to the bubble, they had him. They sent him to a clinic for him to get tested. And he did all his other medicals. We got all other medicals we got to do. He did his physical. He did his eye exam and his blood work, but he didn't do his COVID. So I didn't understand that part. I guess he doesn't understand, that this is the new normal for fighters, in general, man. You got to get
Yeah.
tested if you want to do
Yep.
anything,
Yep.
any sport or
Shoot,
any
job for
field or
that matter.
whatever. Yeah, even
If I
jobs. Yeah,
if I
exactly.
come down with the symptoms, or if I get exposed, let's say at my job, somebody comes in and come to find out they have it, we all got to go get tested, and
We
you
all
can't go
get
back to
tested.
work until
You
you
got
no
to
longer have it.
quarantine.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
It's a
now
new
it's
normal.
it's the new normal, man. Yeah. So a lot of
Hmm.
everybody just gotta get used to it. So like I was saying, so he didn't. So I found out while I was in the bubble, cutting weight. I'm we gotta make our weight or whatever. So I'm cutting weight, and I'm just excited to fight again because I was coming off, like I said, a 20-month layoff, longest layoff of my career. So I'm just at this point, I'm just ready to fight. And my coach calls me. I want to say the day like 2 days before the weigh-ins or a day before the weigh-ins. He said, "Hey,"
Hmm.
he said, "Man, this guy." He said, "This guy did all his tests, man. Yeah, he didn't get his COVID test." So
Wow.
I was frustrated, man. I was like, man, I did all this. I was thinking I was going back home and just going back home, without fighting. So he gets the call. He gets the call the day of the weigh-ins. Day we weighed in, it was I want to say that Saturday, the 30th. He gets the call. He said, "Hey, so the guy that I fought, the Eric Castillo guy, his opponent tested positive at the bubble, LA.
Hmm.
He had tested positive, so they called me and said, "Hey, we can't want to fight this kid." I jumped on it. It wasn't even no questions about it. I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Yeah.
I didn't really do too much research on the kid. I just knew he was. We just went off his boxing record, 9-2.
Hmm.
But we took it. I just know, I just knew I was ready to fight, man. I didn't care. To be honest, I didn't really care who I fought, bro. Like
Yeah.
I was in a 7 week camp. I know I was ready. I was I'm out in the best shape of my life, so I was kind of just happy to get back in there. So it kind of worked. And then you could kind of tell, like everybody was like, "Oh, that guy didn't belong in there with you," this and that. But I can't control who they put in front of me. I just
Nope.
had to do my job, bro.
Hmm.
So that's why it kind of it was like a big mismatch or whatever.
Right.
I
I
was
mean,
just
they
ready
said
to
it.
fight, man.
Yeah, they said it in football, man. I can't control who's on the schedule.
Yeah,
It's
you
just,
can't
hey,
control who's on the schedule.
can't control
Exactly.
who's on the schedule,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. You
Hey,
just gotta handle your business, man. And
gotta handle your
whoever they
business.
put in front of you,
Yeah, man. So, hey, because if you would
So
have lost, you thought that person was weak and he would have beat me, you'd be like, oh, so I
then
don't
you would
even
have
like
been
to hear
talking
it.
all stuff. Yeah, like, oh man,
Talking
you're
that
supposed to
noise.
get rid of this kid. You just, with fans and stuff like that, you just can't never. They're never happy. So like,
No,
for instance, say you were knocking people out in the first round. Everybody's
mm,
like, man, you just knocking everybody out. Man, you gotta take them some rounds, man. But at least take it to the second round. And then when you start, beating guys' decisions, then they're saying, man, you should have knocked them out. But you just, you can never win, man. You can never
no,
win.
man, no, no.
I'm used to it by now. Like they just, when you're doing good, there's always gonna be something to say. It's never perfect for people.
Yeah, yeah,
I love like fans and like everybody that supports me. Like that's, they're the reason why we're
yeah,
where we're at.
yeah. You can love him, just don't listen to him. I
Nah, I
think
don't
it's
listen to him,
I
man.
think
It's
it's yeah. Bill Polian, former general manager for the Colts, he said, "Hey, you listen to the fans, you'll be sitting in the stands with them."
oh, you will, man. Yeah, you
Yeah,
it'll stress
yeah,
you
you
out.
will. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I was
All
I
right.
was getting like a bunch of feedback guys,
Mm-hmm.
dirty fighter, this and that. They're just gonna like you can't really listen to that. You know
Yeah.
who's an athlete that a lot of athletes it gets to him, man. Like yeah, Kevin Durant, like that. Like a lot of guys let
Oh, you said Kevin Durant.
yeah, KD let
Yeah,
that stuff get to him bad.
yeah, he do. He do, man. He do. You can't listen to the noise, man. He had created burner accounts, man, so he could
He
talk
great.
trash.
I just seen people just seen that.
Yeah.
KD, you gotta do better. He said he gonna still have.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
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 cause look, at the end of the day, man, they like we're humans, bro. Yeah,
yeah,
you could be you could be, the richest and the most famous, athlete in the world, but you still.
You still gonna listen to you still gonna listen to what people say. You still see that, man.
yeah,
You can't
yeah,
you can't not see it or whatever. But like you said, just learning how to exit out. You know, not let it get to you.
yeah, man.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah, man. So, man.
LeBron's great. LeBron's great at not listening to that nonsense, bro.
Oh man, yeah. Cause if I can't lie, if I was LeBron, me and Skip Bayless would have had a cup of coffee by now.
Ah, yeah, you would have seen me, man. Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
literally made his career and all his earnings
entire career.
off him.
Entire career. Hey,
Entire
I'm not
career, man.
hating. I'm not hating because I can't say if I'm not in that position, whether I would go with where the money is too. He found a lane, and when I tell
Right,
you he stuck with it, he stuck with it. Now, I got a little more integrity than that, because I'm not gonna. I think
right.
LeBron is the GOAT anyway, so I'm not gonna do that no
Yeah,
way,
yeah. Same
you
here,
know.
man. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I understand. Yeah, I
Oh
understand.
yeah,
I do
you
understand.
gotta do what you gotta do, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had to do what he had to do, and then you see who they got across from him now. They loving that,
Yes, loving that, man.
You know,
That's
they
my
got
favorite show.
Shannon Sharp, Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Undisputed. That's my show too. Man.
I think one of my favorites is Jamie Foxx. I love Jamie Foxx. Anything Jamie Foxx does, man, I'm watching it. I'm with it. I can't wait to see his this Mike Tyson
Okay,
movie. But he has a
okay, yeah. It's gonna be
ridiculous
cool.
ridiculous impression of Shannon Sharp. Have you seen him impersonate Shannon Sharp?
Man,
Man,
Got to
that's the
see it.
first thing I'm gonna look at, dude.
That's the go look at it, man. He says, Skip, come on, Skip. That's not what he said, Skip. Dude, you got to hear him impersonate
I'm
Shannon,
gonna
man.
watch it.
It's hilarious, man. It's hilarious. So, man, let's talk
yeah, I'm
about
gonna watch it, man.
man. Yeah, talk about what's next for Kent Cruz and let people know where they can follow you to keep up with you.
Oh yeah. So you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, what was next for me? So we didn't really get to touch the subject, man, but I just kind of changed my team. I'm with a new team now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I moved my camp to not San Antonio, to Houston, Texas.
Okay.
So I've teamed up with one of the world class trainers, one of the best trainers in the world, Ronnie Shields,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been with him. That was my first fight with him,
Yeah,
and
I heard the announcers talk about that.
yeah. So he trains. He trained a lot of world champions. You know, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
world champion. He has a world champion now. So I feel like I'm with the right team. You know, I got a great team with me now. Good management. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just with the right people now. That's gonna give me, you know, TV fights, give me title fights, and
Yeah.
put me where I belong.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I know 2021 is gonna be a huge year for me, just cause of the fights that's been presented to me, you know, this year already. I know
Mm-hmm.
2021 with my record, you know, being 16 out 10 knockouts. I know I'm in a position where I'm gonna
Yeah.
land all those big fights and land some title fights. So first, of course, you gotta go from prospect to a contender. So, I know 2021 I'll become a contender. Then I'll
Yeah.
contend for a world title. A lot of people don't know how it works. And then, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back in probably like January, February, no later than February or March or whatever. So, try to get like three. I land like 3 fights next year, 2 or 3 fights next year. Get back busy, get back active, and expect nothing but for fireworks, man. I always try to bring excitement, man. The excitement to the fans, the excitement, and
Yeah.
use my brain, man. Use my brain while I'm in there. I gotta come back home to my family. I can't be in
Yeah.
there try to go to war either. You gotta be
Yeah.
real tactical, like we talked about, man. Be real smart.
Yep. Hey, you wanna grow old and see those babies progress, man.
Exactly. That in good condition, you know.
Yeah, in good condition. In good
Yeah,
condition, man.
yeah. A lot of these like you said, old time fighters, they did those 60 rounds. And, yeah, they gave us gave us exciting fight. But
Mm-hmm.
said back,
Mm-hmm. Okay, you sound a little muffled now. Okay, yeah, no. You good, you good. I hear you.
oh, you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. Like I said, just being able to ourselves too. Stuff like that. Come back.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
so
Well,
what's your let them know all
that's
your
pretty much it, man.
yeah, man. Let them know your social medias, any websites, anything like that.
So social media is like I got a Facebook. On my Facebook is Kent Cruz, my fan
Mm-hmm.
page, or you can follow personal page Kent Pavone Cruz, or you can follow me on Instagram at Real Kent Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also got a Twitter account, but I'm like hardly ever on there, and it's I think it's Kent Cruz 1992. I know a
Okay.
lot of like people are big on Twitter, but I don't really
Yeah, I
I
noticed
can't
that.
really
That's
get
what the
with it.
first. That's the first place I found you, and I said, "Oh man, he don't be on here like that." And I
Yeah,
saw your
yeah, yeah,
page.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm never on there. Yeah, I know like a lot of athletes, like a lot of people, like
they on
everybody
Twitter.
tweets. So I'm like, damn, I gotta kind of be on Twitter, man, or at least learn how to, how to work it or whatever. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
probably try to be on there a little more.
Well, I'll give you forewarning. If you don't really be on there, you don't know how it is. Twitter, I call it the best worst place in the world because
The
you see
best
some of the
worst
best
place,
of
huh?
things and you
Yeah.
see some of the worst of things on there, man.
Okay.
So you're going
Okay.
to get you're
Okay.
going to get a spectrum. You're going to get an entire
Right.
spectrum on Twitter, man.
Yeah.
Bad to good and everything in between.
Got you. I just yeah, I know because I don't know if you got a Facebook or whatever, but Facebook is kind of like combined
Hmm.
everything. Like you get pictures, you
Yeah.
get statuses, and I realize Twitter is just status. Everybody's just tweeting, like you say, you just put in whatever is going on right now. So I
Yeah.
don't know. To me, I like visual. I
Yeah.
like more visual stuff. I guess it is
Yeah.
what it is, man.
Yeah, man.
I guess Twitter's one of those things like you said you had if you had in the past you stuck with it. But if you're new to Twitter, it's kind of hard for you to adapt
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
But
it's
it
like a
seemed like
big gossip, man. It's like a bunch of gossip, bro.
that's
It's a
that's
bunch of
it.
it's like a
That's it,
diary,
man.
man. A diary.
It's
Everybody just talk.
they said like they said the natural progression for Twitter is you start one, you get on it, you don't really understand it, so you kind of shy
That's
away
it.
from it, and you go back to
That's
other
it.
apps, and then one day you pick it back up, and then you're hooked,
That's it.
and that's
You're
how it
hooked. Yeah.
happened. I started
Okay.
one, didn't understand it, didn't know how to work it, picked it back up, got on it, and I was
Yeah.
like, ever since then, man, that's Twitter is like the go-to app, man.
That's your
It's
go-to. Yeah.
it's what I'm
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah.
But I'm on
That's
everything:
good.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that, man.
Right.
But man,
Okay.
I appreciate you so much. I won't hold up any more of your time, man. But I thank you so much for coming on with
Oh,
me.
thank you, man. Thank you for having me as well,
Yeah,
brother. I
man.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Give me some of your
Shout out to
time,
my
man.
boy Jose too, man, for
Oh man,
putting us on.
Jose. Hey, appreciate you, man. Hey, steak on me, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you so much, Jose. Yeah, for sure, man. But hey, man, please remember to like, share, subscribe, my people. I mean, it's been a great show with Mr. Kent Cruz. Hey, he's up and coming, man. Hey, this is my new favorite boxer, man. So just know when I start
So,
posting stuff about Kent Cruz, you'll know who it is, man. Because this my guy now, man, for sure. Want to see him go all the way to the top, for sure, man. But for everybody who watches me, thanks for the support, man. I love y'all. Remember, follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff, man. I appreciate y'all, man. But until next time, y'all, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.